Greetings, humans. Let's take a look at how to fight the most recent spam that's been occurring. Take a look at what it looks like when you have this verification enabled. There are some people who joined and got verified in this server, but then there are some poor spam bots that did not get verified and were kicked out. You can see that they're not on the server anymore. The difference between the ones that are there and are not is that there is at least a plus sign, even if they do not have a role. And these are all porn spam bots because they have very suggestive images, some of them at least. Some of them had even completely naked avatars, and Discord didn't do anything about that. First, when you create your server, let's create a dummy server. You get connected by Discord because it is very useful to do that. No, it's not. Discord, please don't do such stupid things. First thing you need to do, you really need to do, is go to your server settings, disable these crappy messages. You can also do that here. You want to change this to only mentions. Further, you want to go to moderation and immediately switch this to either medium or this table flip. These two options, the only difference between them is 10 minutes and 5 minutes. We can go with 10 minutes, for example. This will not affect regular user at all, other than they will be required to have verified email address. Now, the purpose of this is that when we enable our bot verification and people who are not verified to be kicked out, they will be kicked out before this timer expires. And while this timer is active, the spam bots won't be able to even PM our users. So this will effectively stop PM spam as well. Save that. First, let's create some roles. The first thing you need to do is to disable all the permissions from the everyone role. I have no idea why this Discord love defaulting to very intrusive permissions for everyone. For example, mentioning everyone is very bad. Text-to-speech messages are very bad. Creating instant invites is also very bad. Now we want to create some roles. Now that everyone has no permissions, all the roles that we create will be without any permissions. Start with staff, admin, moderator, member, and let's also create a muted role. This will serve for a feature with which we will be able to mute the naughty people, and also spam bots will be muted if there ever be any, because we will have verification through which mode spam bots cannot get. Now we need to set some permissions. Member needs permission to change nicknames, their own nickname, not all nicknames. This is not the right permission. Now we want them to be able to send messages, read messages, no embed links, attach files, read message history, use external emojis and add reactions, connect, speak, and use voice activity. This is standard member role. Moderator will be using bot moderation. We can give them direct permission for kicking, but ban will go through the bot, just like kick should, but this is in case the bot is down for whatever reason, doesn't work. So moderators still have some power on Discord. Now we can give them, for example, whatever else you want, like manage emojis, manage nicknames. If someone has not a nickname, they can reset that. And of course, manage messages. And mute, deafen, move, and priority speaker. That's it. We don't need to give them permissions that our member role already has, because they will have that. Admin, we can assume that it's a role that will have everything. You get the point, so I don't have to do this right now. But since I'm already doing it, let's do it without text-to-speech permission. Bam, bam, bam. I'm going through everything even though we don't need to give them member permissions, because they already have that. Staff is without permissions, it's just a tag, a common role for admins and moderators and whatever else you will have. Display roles separately. Now, let us move to setting up the bot. Most importantly for verification and antispam. Go to Valkyrja.app, which you probably already know. First you need to invite the bot to your server. Oh, probably, what did we call it? Dummy server. Thank you for not redirecting me back, Discord. Go to config page. The bot is already there, as you can see. Let's give her stuff. Now we go to config page for if it's not there yet, you need to refresh the page. And here we go, dummy server. Now we can leave these as it is. Most of the things we can leave as it is. Let's look at moderation tab first. Here we can set member, submoderator, moderator, and admin. Admin role is important. This will allow people to actually modify config of Valkyrja and use some more sensitive commands. Now we need moderators to have moderator role to be able to ban people and do other things. We'll not go into details of operator and other functionality. We have set up, however, the muted role, so we can set that. You can also create a channel that will serve as a chill zone where the person that you mute, that will be the only channel that they can use. We have only one channel, so we've not created any. We will get to that later. Now let's look at antispam, the most important stuff. Here you can explicitly ignore some roles. However, admin, moderator, that's already being ignored. Members don't need to be ignored. There is a checkbox for that, by the way. Now, automated ban. After how many spammy messages removed do you want people to be banned? Let's set it to 5, maybe a little bit lower than default. Now we do want people who do not have any role to be kicked out. We will have verification. So people who are verified will have a role. Who are not verified will be kicked out. We don't want any spam bots who don't pass verification to be hanging around, because that way they would be able to PM users. We don't want that either. We can ban username spammers. They have usually Discord invites as their username, etc. We want to remove Discord invites and ban people for it. Duplicate messages, sure, yes. Let's set this to 5 maybe, or 4 or something. How many people you can mention before your message will be removed. And eventually you will be banned for it. Fast message spam, that's like when you're smashing the keyboard like crazy. People will get muted for that only, because that normal humans, not just spam bots, often trigger that, so we don't ban for that. Any other configs here? We're working on new feature. There will be specifically a new checkbox here to remove known porn websites, so you can enable that as well. These are definitely only porn websites. Now, we have moderation done and the spam done. Now the verification I mentioned. For that, we need to create some welcoming channel and prepare that. So let's save this in the meantime. And let's get back to Discord. We have only general. Let's create some more channels. Let's create a README channel. And maybe another info channel. Now what we want to do, because remember, the regular user doesn't even have permission to read any channels, right? So they will not see anything when they join right now. We want to give them permission to be able to see this README channel. We don't want anyone to send messages here though, or add reactions. We can also remove members from the README channel. They don't need to see see that anymore. So explicitly remove. Okay, that's it. Isn't it simple? It is. Info channel, we want everyone to see that, except the unverified people. We don't want them to send messages and add reactions. Now, we can use as info channel some kind of, or as README message. Oh, Jesus Christ. All the servers are sometimes confusing for me. So this is a README channel for our Fedora Discord, for example. I can copy this. As you can see, participation guidelines, very short version, be respectful to others, don't use homophobic language, racial slurs, avoid doxing, leaking personal info, don't post sexual, gore, otherwise disturbing content, blah, blah, blah. We have a disclaimer here, which is all the user data and how we treat that. You can add that to yours as well, should you wish to inform your users. This is basically talking about moderation, about, for example, mod logs, because we'll log, and alert logs, we'll log deleted messages, stuff like that. Let's get back to our new server, which is actually on top. Paste this here. And now we want a huge bold click this to join. It has to be huge and bold because otherwise people don't see that. There is a little bit of info. If you don't see the button, you need to enable your emoji reactions, because that may happen that it's not there. Now we have a Discord has two different ways of treating emojis. For example, let's go with this one. This is standard emoji. It's standard ASCII character emoji. Now we want to use our custom one. For example, let's use bunny. This is to show two different emojis. You will be using only one here, of course. Now that we've got this done, we can go to settings, user settings, go to your appearance, I believe it was. Developer mode, you want this enabled. When you have developer mode enabled, you can click a message and copy its ID. We will need this to enable verification on those two emojis. Dummy server. Now we need to go to role assignment. We're not setting up public roles, we're setting up reaction assigned role. Click plus, add the message ID that we just copied, add the member role we want, and now add one of the two emojis. So as you can see, this is a link to standard Unicode emoji, how to find them. So we will add, let's look for this. It is the emoji called prohibited. You have to copy this and just paste it here. This is how it will work. This way, this one will work. To configure a bunny, we will simply add it's a custom emoji name. Because that's a custom emoji, you can see when I mouse over it, that's a bunny. Now that's done, you just save this and you're done. Further, I would recommend setting up other moderation features. For example, you would create a category, staff only, private category for staff only. Move it over here, maybe. Add a channel. I call this one spam log. Alert log. Mod log. Moderation discussion. This one will be for chat, the others are for logs. We can get back to config if we want to set them up. Dummy server. We go to login and set them up here. Moderation log. One log. We want to use embeds, for example. We want to look muted, kicked, and banned users here, and all the warnings. We can use the default colors. Alert channel. Alert log. Here we can use any regular expression. For example, we already have an example here, so we can filter for any type of gay, fag, nigger. We can also do you can always separate them with or and do anything else. This will aid almost any regular expression. Again, there is a link with a hint to something you can use to build your regular expression. Type in what you're looking for. And now you can go fag or see, it already highlights one. Now it highlights only one. You can use this or again in brackets with an or sign in between. Now it highlights both. So that's quite straightforward. Blog channel, blog configure events, that is, we'll be using images, deleted messages, edited messages. Let's go to spam log. I call it spam log because it's spam. Sure, let's put this here. Let's put this there as well. Oops, not the info. User activate log channel. This is also to be displaying join and leave. We can use this as actually embed as well. Ignore channels. We don't want to log stuff in, for example, these channels. It's only in the discussion one. And this will also be, these channels will also be ignored by antispam, by the way. This is to ensure that that actions of antispam are always logged. Great. Now we can join. Simple. Move. Boom. message edited, message deleted. Similar looking will be mod log. Antispam will be also logged here with purple bar on the side. It will be logging deleted messages. It will say deleted message deleted by antispam, etc. Now we have verification, we have moderation, we have everything we need for a basic server. Put in some information about it and you're done. When someone joins, this is all they see. They click a button, they see the rest. We can demonstrate this. For that I will need to actually do something like this. And I will need to kill my Discord. And I screwed up. I need the invite to that server, of course. So let's create an invite to the README channel. Copy. Make sure that you make a... Come on. No limit, no limit. Yeah, sure, copy this one. Now I can kill it. I've copied the invite. Paste it over here. Dummy server. Bunny, I have read your terms. Yes, I'm creating an account without creating chimneys. We want chimneys, here we go. We want cars. Really? No, I don't want to claim your account. See, we're in... Oh, we forgot one thing. But, good, always test your configuration, remember. Otherwise you will create a big issue on your server. What we forgot is give everyone read message history permission, because Discord had to be dumb enough to split it into two. Now we need to actually reload the page. We join as a user, we see a bunny button here, of course we read this, click it. Discord is preventing us from clicking it for some reason. Right, because we don't have verified email address. Well, I'm not gonna be doing that, but you see that there is only one channel. I'm gonna manually assign that role, pretend that we clicked it. Roles, member. But you see it all switched. You can see info, general, general. README disappeared. You're still on it, but as soon as you click away, you can't get back. Everything works. We can type here, we can join, we can read info, we cannot type. So with that, we're done. Now I can show you, since we've got this bunny joined, you get user ID, you get the username, you get when was the account created, and when did they join. I can use the ID, for example, for ban ID, ban them for 3 days for not having bunny ears. They get banned. I wonder if I reopen close tab, will it open the incognito tab? Probably not. Yeah, never mind. I could have shown you the message that it PMs them. It will PM them this, hi, I'm sorry you've been banned for this reason for 3 days. You can see this in mod log. This is the reason for 3 days. You can also find bunny, or you can type the same with ID. Same thing. You have it noted here. They banned you until this date. It will know all their usernames and nicknames. And that's about it. Quick moderation overview of Valkyrja. Bonus feature for those who are paying attention. You can change permissions of any command. For example, permissions add quote. Anyone can add quotes. You can change it to moderators. You can also edit messages to just do things all set. Let's check it again. Cool. You can also restrict commands to certain channels. So for example, we'll create spam channel. We'll copy its ID. If we don't know exact command how it's spelled out, search for it. Help blacklist, or let's go whitelist, because you can either blacklist channels from blacklist commands from being used in specific channels, or you can just add a single channel into whitelist, such as the spam. So command channel whitelist. Add profile. Profile is another social feature. You can see it on Fedora Discord. Add profile. Add this channel ID. Okay, it's not spelled out. Add profile. Help profile. Set profile. And to confuse you, I'm just gonna edit this message. Done. So now I won't be able to use it because it's not enabled on the server. You have to enable it in the config. But that's about it. Valkyrja is very customizable. You can change almost anything. If you can't change something, tell me. Bye.